say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave, home of the brave. We hold you dear and close to our hearts, with strength and pride and wisdom to impart. We are fond and bound by our diverse community. Webster, you are our home.
Welcome, class of 2020, and all the parents, faculty, staff, trustees, and friends of Webster University. These are unusual circumstances, to say the least. We're here for a virtual ceremony because the global health crisis prevents us from enjoying each other's company in person today. Unfortunately, such circumstances have become all too familiar over the last few months. But it's an adjustment we all have made to slow the spread of the coronavirus and ease the burden on our frontline responders, many of whom are students and alumni of Webster. And if we can take one lesson from these fellow Gorlocks who are working on the front lines, those in healthcare, food service, and emergency response, it's the importance of resilience. For over 100 years, Webster University has always been a resilient community. Through wars, health crises, economic recessions, market disruptions, people at Webster have always found a way forward. So it's a fitting tribute to our graduates and a genuine reflection of our global community that we come together to celebrate our class of 2020 in this way. Today is not what we envisioned when you first enrolled at Webster, but it is a way to honor the moment and your achievement and look with hope to the future. Indeed, today is not the end. As others will mention during this ceremony, we will have opportunities to see one another and celebrate our graduates in person during homecoming and alumni events in September. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I welcome and congratulate you. And now I ask you to join me in welcoming Dr. Beth Strobel, Chancellor of Webster University.
Thank you, Chairman Reig. Just 2 months ago, most of us were looking forward to the joyous moods and celebrations that accompany springtime on a university campus. So many of you were gearing up for the traditional crowning of your achievement with a college degree or certificate. Who would have imagined then that this is how we would be communicating now? That a celebration we normally hold outside in spring sunshine and floral beauty would instead be recorded indoors at a safe social distance with our production crew wearing safety masks. When this academic year began, this community was in a bright mood. Webster University had jumped 6 spots to its highest ever U.S. News ranking. Our newest campus in Uzbekistan celebrated its grand opening with hundreds of students eager to seize the opportunities made possible by a college degree. Students across our network embarked on study abroad trips to diversify their Webster experience. Yet, this academic year ended with every campus on remote operations, our spring study abroad students called home early, and our families jarred into new realities as we sheltered in place. Many have been dealing with the trauma of the coronavirus affecting their friends, their family, or themselves. These feelings of disruption and disorientation are felt by all of us. Despite that trauma, what has struck me over the last few weeks and what gives me hope for the future is the tremendous response shown by this community. What I have witnessed over these tumultuous months is that Webster University is a community of selfless individuals who give before being asked and expect no thanks. You, the class of 2020, are a shining example of that spirit. Graduates, many of you likely did not expect to complete your degree fully online, but you did it. You finished. Chances are your professors' plans for the spring did not include teaching every class in the online environment, yet they adjusted in a matter of days. Our staff never expected to be supporting you and faculty from home, but they quickly set up home offices and rose to the occasion. For over 100 years, teaching our students to be compassionate global leaders has been integral to Webster's mission. Right here, right now, we are seeing that global citizenship in action, from meeting daily to assess how the pandemic is impacting our ability to serve students, to donating safety supplies and living space to local healthcare workers, to students and staff supporting one another through this transition. All around us, we are seeing selfless, heroic work. And I think that, more than anything, is what we can take from this experience. From great hardship can come even greater determination to succeed, to lift each other up, and to find new ways to serve each other. So, graduates, I hope that some of the things you learned as we all adapted to the pandemic will continue to be part of your lives going forward. You needed to modify how you accomplished your goals. You adjusted to new obstacles. You have seen the importance of flexibility and innovation. And I trust that the value you place on human interaction and community, something we may all have taken for granted, will now be newly treasured. My greatest hope from all of this disruption is that people continue to find ways to cherish our Webster values and to care about humanity both in their neighborhood and on the other side of the world, because it's a rare global moment where we are all facing the same crisis at the same time. This should sharpen our thought process and heighten our commitment to live as citizens of the world. That is what you are called to do as graduates and now alumni of Webster University. Class of 2020, I congratulate you on your achievement. I hope to see you in person this fall, and I am eager to hear what you accomplish next. Now, we will hear congratulations from Webster University's president, Dr. Julian Schuster.
Thank you, Dr. Strobel. There are moments in time that test us. Such moments demand greater creativity, greater empathy, greater vision, and of course, greater leadership. This is one of those moments. And graduates, although this moment is still unfolding, you have already shown that you were ready, whether you knew it or not, to meet this new challenge. We know that you didn't ask for this kind of a challenge. We seldom do. But its significance demands putting it in a historical context. You see, while we rightly call this current time unprecedented, the fact is that many Webster alumni who came before you managed similar events that shook their foundation. Their stories cover the past 100 years of Webster University. Webster was founded in 1915 as students fought for their right for women to vote. Our first graduates were part of the lost generation who lived through the global losses of the World War I and the Spanish flu. They were followed by those who lived through the Great Depression and the Second World War. And those people were called later the greatest generation. If it sounds like I am reading the pages of a history book, it is because you, right now, are writing the next chapter. You are living through a turning point in history. How we move forward as a global community depends very much on what you do next. What you have in common with those who came before you is the courage and critical thinking required to manage these challenges and make the world a better place as a result. So I ask you to apply the lessons from your entire Webster education to this situation. I ask you to take confidence from how you have responded this spring. Your goodwill, strong spirit, and innate talent helped you to adapt to obstacles that the pandemic has put in your way. This pandemic limited your ability to travel, to see those closest to you, and to collaborate in the ways you are accustomed to. Yet, in a matter of days and weeks, you created the new routines and found new ways to connect. You finished the project and assignments necessary to complete your degree. You also raised your hand and called for help when needed. So what is next? We know that the disruption caused by the pandemic is far from over. The immediate future is still filled with uncertainty. When faced with the challenges like this, we must turn to the steady foundation of our values and our wisdom, while keeping an open mind about what possibilities may lie ahead. Your Webster education has prepared you to do exactly that. Whether in business or technology, communications or education, arts or science, your Webster degree has equipped you to help society design new solutions and form new paradigms. As our society recovers, you will have the chance to reshape what we today consider normal. However, it is important that you keep in mind the difference between the comfort of the familiar and complacency of doing things as they have been done before. When we encounter disruption like this, all of us are naturally tempted to seek the comfort of returning to normal. That desire is understandable. But I ask you today not to let the overwhelming urge to find normalcy limit what you see as possible, because while disruption is uncomfortable, it can also lead to better things. Graduates, you have the chance to create those better things. You will find the obstacles and you will stumble along the way. But you have the chance to take this unwanted situation and make the world better for it. We at Webster, we are here to support you, encourage you, and celebrate you as you do. So I thank you, and I congratulate you, the Webster University class of 2020. As part of our annual ceremony, we also celebrate members of our community who can serve as an inspiration to our graduating class. The conferring of honorary degree is a Webster tradition where we recognize the impact of people who have made great contributions for the betterment of our communities, both locally and globally. This year, our chair of the Board of Trustees, Rob Rigg, will present the 2 honorary degree candidates.
Thank you, President Schuster. Vladimir Ikovich is a Webster alumnus and a pioneering scientist uncovering breakthroughs on the neurological effects of spaceflight and other extreme environments on human health and performance. His ongoing research is a benefit to our explorers of outer space and our first responders here on Earth. Will D. Carpenter is an agricultural scientist and philanthropist who has nurtured collaboration among scientists in academic and industrial settings. His work has helped alleviate world hunger and led to the global treaty to ban chemical weapons, which won a Nobel Prize. We will learn more about them in the following videos.
Will Carpenter has always been just the most pragmatic and yet passionate person.
When I worked for Dr. Carpenter, I felt like I won the boss lottery. He always came out of his office with a vision and a plan for what to do. And in that respect, he was just one of the greatest bosses I ever had.
Dr. Carpenter has a long, distinguished career both in industrial science as well as humanitarian efforts, and I've got to know Dr. Carpenter during my time here at Webster because of his connection to the university and his philanthropic efforts with the university.
When I first arrived at Webster, he was a member of the College of Arts and Sciences Advisory Committee, and he had advised them about developing science management programs. He was a donor to Browning Hall, and as we had 10 years of the programming of the Global Leadership Academy, he served as an advisor for that body as well.
His experience, knowledge, along with his broad smile, firm, warm handshake, and attentive gaze, gave us sense of direction and kept us focused while enjoying sense of collegiality and community.
Will Carpenter is one of the people that is instrumental in ensuring the completion of a treaty to ban chemical weapons worldwide, which now has more than 190 countries and has led to the destruction of tens of thousands of horrific weapons.
His devotion and service to the science was inseparable from his humanism. From his work on herbicides, lasso, and Roundup, to the moment when the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons he helped to create was awarded the Nobel Prize.
I think this recognition for Dr. Carpenter is perfect. He is the kind of person who throughout his whole career and all of his volunteer work afterwards has been a man of true character.
I've watched Will achieve, contribute to a variety of different organizations, opportunities. He always puts everything he has into it, and I think this recognition from Webster University is icing on the cake. He richly deserves this.
All of us who know Dr. Carpenter know him as a master storyteller, and he has a very personal interest in Webster students. That is why it's an honor to honor him for many reasons, but particularly for his gift of a scholarship for late bloomers that helps students who may not have had a strong start have a strong finish.
An eternal optimist, Will and his work continue to be a guiding light, not only for the generation of future scientists, but for all of those who strive to leave the world a better place than they found it.
Will, I'm so proud to have known you all these years, and I'm so happy for you on this day. Enjoy it.
You are just an icon for me, and the work you've done is so wonderful, and we are so proud to have had you involved with the Academy and helping us move into the next phase. Congratulations to you and to your wonderful wife, Helen.
Dr. Carpenter, based on your lifelong commitment to scientific discovery and humanitarian efforts, I am happy that you are the recipient of this award. Congratulations.
It's been a real honor and a real privilege to work so closely with you over so many years. I think you can be very proud of what you've accomplished. Again, Will, congratulations.
Will, enjoy another doctorate. And thank you for all you did and do for all of us.
Dr. Will D. Carpenter, on behalf of Webster University, I applaud your career accomplishments and I say congratulations.
Webster traditionally has been a harbor of free spirits and inquiring minds, and Vlado is certainly both.
I was fortunate to have Vlad as a student in both my Asian studies classes when I taught in Vienna in 1997. And he has told me that it was discovering how expansively Asian teachings think about and explore the mind that inspired him to expand his own study of psychology in the way that he's done.
I think that Webster was a perfect place for Vlado's uninhibited focus on innovation and continued progress, a natural stepping stone in a journey of discovery and self-discovery.
The first time I met Vlado is when he came to NASA to do work on his master's degree. I was one of his mentors. He's very dedicated to science. Every single ounce of his being is directed towards the pursuit of information, sharing that to help other people.
The work he's done over all the years scientifically, and for his master's degree, his PhD, and now the work that he's doing at Harvard as a faculty member are really making a contribution to society.
He's trained me, he's trained people in my laboratory, and a lot of the methodologies and techniques that he's mastered. Even when he's very busy doing other things, he'll always take the time to help us or to answer questions.
Knowing what kind of a humanitarian he is and the kind of work that he does out in the community and the kind of work that he does in the laboratory to bring everybody along to be the best that they can be really says that he's a unique individual.
He has worked with astronauts and the effect of zero gravity on the brain. He has worked with firefighters and the effect of those extreme environments as well. He's also worked with the military and the post-traumatic stress disorder, as well as athletes and the effect of traumatic brain injuries.
One of Vlad's most recent projects to deploy our brain and physiological monitoring on board the International Space Station, and this will help us understand better how the stressors and rigors of spaceflight influence astronaut performance and health.
He understands behavior and cognition and biology and physiology, but he also understands how to translate that into the real world. He's a real asset to NASA and very deserving of this honor.
Around the lab, Vlad has a little bit of a nickname known as the Grin, and it always comes out when we're talking about anything related to spaceflight. As soon as there's a new project or a new idea, there comes the grin, and it usually stays there for a while.
We're always proud to recognize an alum who has made an impact even at this point in his career, in his field, and we know that more is to come. from Vlad, as he does work at Harvard with MIT in space on the frontiers of science, where we are still needing to learn so much more.
The list of his up-to-date research achievements is notable and impressive. However, I am convinced that this Webster alumnus and the new graduate is only at the beginning of his journey to success.
That dedication, with his earnestness and deep desire to truly help people with his science, means that there's hours upon hours and days upon days and years upon years that he is putting in the work in a thankless way. He's not expecting any kind of accolades. And so to recognize Vlado, I think is absolutely brilliant.
Congratulations, Vlad. Very well deserved, well earned. Enjoy it. Congratulations from all your friends at NASA. Onward and upward.
Congratulations, Vlado, for this award. You deserve it so much. I'm absolutely thrilled for you.
Congratulations from not only me, but all of your friends and your coworkers.
Vlad, congratulations on your honorary degree, and may you take brain research to greater and greater heights.
Continue to be inspiring to our students, and all the best for your future. Take it to the stars, mate.
Vlad, I'd like to congratulate you on receiving the honorary doctorate from Webster University this year. Well done.
Čestitam, sve najbolje. Congratulations, Dr. Ivković.
Dr. Vladimir Ivković, on behalf of Webster University, I applaud your career accomplishments and say sincerely, congratulations.
Chancellor Strobel, I am honored to present to you the two candidates for honorary degrees.
Thank you, Chairman Reek. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Missouri, and upon recommendation of the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon Vladimir Ivković the Doctor of Science honoris causa degree, upon Will D. Carpenter the Doctor of Humanitarian Service honoris causa degree. Dr. Ivković and Dr. Carpenter, on behalf of Webster University, I am proud to welcome you as honorary degree recipients and to include your names in the rolls of the distinguished recipients who have come before you. Congratulations. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our 2020 commencement speaker, Webster Class of 1999 alumnus and honorary degree recipient, Dr. Vladimir Ivković.
Congratulations, graduates of Webster University's class of 2020. My name is Vlad Ivković, and I have the tremendous honor to be among the first to congratulate you on formally joining the family of Webster graduates. Allow me to join the chorus of voices echoing through cyberspace and wherever you are at this moment, celebrating your success and welcoming you to Webster University's 101st Commencement Ceremony. We extend our heartfelt congratulations as well as our gratitude and admiration to you, your family members, friends, colleagues, as well as our faculty and staff for achieving this tremendous accomplishment in the face of uncommon adversity. Indeed, as we celebrate your successes today, we recognize that many of us will have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic that caused tremendous suffering and loss of life around the world. To all of you who lost loved ones, whose loved ones are ill and suffering, to all of you who are battling the disease or have been cured, our thoughts are with you. We hope you will fully recover, and we will be here to support you every step of the way. I am sure that I share your sentiment in extending our heartfelt gratitude and admiration to all those among us who contribute to fighting the disease wherever you may be. Our healthcare workers, first responders, scientists, the essential workers, the volunteers. You are the best of humanity. As we celebrate the momentous achievements of our graduates today, we are also celebrating you for making it all possible. Thank you. Thank you also to Webster University, Chancellor Strobel, President Schuster, members of the Board of Trustees, for bestowing me with the honor of delivering Webster's 101st commencement address, and for receiving an honorary doctorate in science. I am honored as much by being here in this capacity as I am by the company that I share this virtual stage with, Dr. Will Carpenter, the inspiring embodiment of a scientist and humanitarian, a true pioneer in the efforts to ban chemical weapons around the globe. Thank you finally to my wife, my family, here in the United States and across the world in Croatia. You are here with me as you have been throughout my life. You are all the reasons I am here. In a sense, today's unconventional virtual commencement ceremony is a true testament really to Webster's mission and spirit, embodied through a wide network of national and international campuses to transform students for global citizenship and individual excellence through high-quality learning. And while we are not facing each other and shaking hands in the Muny, we are keeping true to our aspirations for this day, making this world a better place through education. What better way to do this than enriching our world with 4,714 fresh graduates who will be joining the pack of over 200,000 proud warlocks around the world. Indeed, the class of 2020 exemplifies the inclusive spirit of Webster University, with graduates ranging from 19 to 73 years of age, hailing from all 50 US states and 117 countries around the world. 43 of our graduates proudly serve overseas with the United States Armed Forces. We thank you for your service. Also, please make sure to also thank all those who have been with you throughout this journey. They are as much a part of your accomplishment as you are. As I'm sure today will be filled with celebrations large and small, social distance and public health practices withstanding, I'm also sure that this address will be just another event that will fill today's busy schedule. Yet, since today is about your accomplishments as much as about your future, please allow me to share some of the lessons I learned since leaving that very moment in time you find yourselves in right now, being a freshly minted Webster graduate. For me, that moment in time was on a beautiful May day 21 years ago in Vienna, Austria. As I contemplated what my life was and could be, I was aware of one obvious truth even then. Webster University changed my life. I had a tremendous privilege to formally study in 5 countries, 6 academic institutions, and in fact, work in one now. I'm grateful to be able to deliver this address from my academic home at Massachusetts General Hospital and Harvard Medical School here in Boston. Yet, it was Webster University in Vienna that put me on the path that defined the rest of my life and career. So, if there are lessons to be learned and lessons to be shared, the first lesson would be, remember the privilege of having received any education, especially a Webster education. Because, as most of us will attest, through experience, the clarity of our life's path is much better retrospectively than prospectively. Hindsight, after all, is always 20/20. This is partly due to the fact that at every moment of our lives, we continuously discover ourselves and the universe that surrounds us. Sometimes we are mindfully aware of these discoveries, and sometimes they become a part of our experience without us ever noticing them. Strive to be aware of all experiences in life, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and recognize them as opportunities for learning who you are and who you want to become. One of the greatest inventors of all time, my compatriot Nikola Tesla, described it well with these words: as I review the events of my past life, I realize how subtle are the influences that shape our destinies. Lesson 2, be mindful of the moments. They define our lives and are just as fleeting. For me, one such moment happened in early life when I was about 11 years old, and I was strolling along a beach line of one of my ancestral cities of Omiš in Croatia. It was a particularly moonlight summer night. As I threw a rock into the sea, it disturbed very abundant bioluminescent plankton and illuminated the seawater with blue and green glimmer. In my surprised awe, I looked up into the starry sky and I wondered if there was anyone out there doing the same thing that I was. And at that very moment, just like that, I knew I wanted to explore the universe and all possible life in it, starting with us humans. And, speaking of defining moments, during that same long and hot summer, I witnessed numerous wildland fires along the coast. what remained with me for the rest of my life were not the fires, but the firefighters rushing toward them to save those in danger. So, by the end of the summer, these moments defined major dreams in my life: exploring the universe, maybe becoming an astronaut, and being a firefighter. But, as with many of you, my childhood dreams were sometimes at odds with what existing opportunities we were facing. I was born in Zagreb in Croatia, then it was a part of Yugoslavia, and as I grew up, the country disintegrated in a bloody war. In the intervening years, the odds of a kid like me from a war-torn country with no space program who wanted to explore the universe and be an astronaut were quite long. Yet, becoming a student at Webster University, the place that boasted such esteemed graduates and, by the way, commencement speakers, as Lieutenant Colonel Eileen Collins, who was a NASA astronaut who flew 4 space shuttle missions and was the first woman commander of the shuttle, was a defining moment that changed these odds for me. It put me on an improbable path in pursuit of my dreams. But also, that path was the only one I wanted to take. Lesson 3. Follow your dreams and savor the adventure of taking the path less traveled. In so doing, you'll remain motivated to push yourself to be the best you can be. Learn to be comfortable with the suspense of not knowing the outcome of your pursuit. Most goals worth pursuing seem unattainable, but worth the try. The moment you set out on such a pursuit, you will be doing the improbable, and maybe even the impossible. You will have made a difference already. In my case, that meant pursuing graduate studies in such disparate fields as biology, space studies, and neuroscience, becoming a firefighter and an EMT, and working jobs as diverse as a computer lab tech and a valet. After completing my doctoral studies in Houston, I came here to Boston to complete my postdoc, and I stayed here to pursue the career of my dreams, studying how humans adapt to extreme environments, including spaceflight and firefighting. In so doing, we help pave the way for human exploration missions to the Moon, Mars, and beyond, while protecting the health and safety of the first responders and the general public on Earth. None of this would be possible without the tremendous support from my family, my friends, and my colleagues. And that is why I cherish my improbable pursuit so much. It made me aware of just how privileged I was and how much I needed to share it. Lesson 4, share your privilege through service to others. As you contemplate the next steps in your life, remember that we are all responsible to help make the world a better place. No exceptions. At every step of your way through life, remember that privilege is not equally distributed around the world. While you may not be the most privileged, you are likely not the least privileged either. Our world, today especially, abounds with opportunities to help that are within our grasp. Every step we take on the path of service to those in need is a step closer to a society of inclusion, empathy, understanding, and common good. As Mahatma Gandhi noted, be the change you want to see in the world. Lesson 5. While keeping your eyes on the ever-fleeting horizon, always remember to remain anchored to those you love the most. As exhilarating as our professional pursuits may be, finding a balance in private life with those most significant people in your life really lays the foundation to balance in all other aspects of life. Do not relinquish your responsibility and be mindful of their needs, all day, every day. It took me a long time and many mistakes to understand that the value of all we do in life, including our profession, is only proportional to the joy created by sharing it all with those we love the most. Successes are fleeting and arbitrary. What matters really is the mark you leave on the world and the people you share it with. As Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. In so doing, think strategically about your future. Our lesson 6, protect and preserve the Earth. There is no planet B, not anytime soon. Because we stand at the precipice of dramatic environmental deterioration driven by human-made climate change and environmental destruction. And while human adaptability and ingenuity will likely ensure our species' survival, the hard question we need to ask ourselves today is, what world are we leaving to our children? It is our responsibility to take on the challenge of environmental preservation and mitigation of human-caused climate change, because that is the only way to give our species a fighting chance of survival in the future. Over centuries, that drive pushed us to explore beyond the immediate, inquire beyond the obvious, and develop the most profound tool in the human skill set, the scientific method. Driven by the humanist ethics of the Enlightenment, science and exploration have profoundly improved the human condition. So lesson 7, support science and exploration. They define our species. Space exploration exemplifies this lesson. It was through exploration of space that we started to grasp the limits of our species' significance on this planet. Every gaze into the starry skies above reflected back on the Earth. On Christmas Eve 1968, while orbiting the moon and emerging from its far side, crew members of Apollo 8 captured the first breathtaking image of the entire planet, the famed Earthrise photograph. Recalling the awe-filled moment of Epiphany, Major General Bill Anders, who took the photograph, said, "We came all this way to explore the moon, and the most important thing is that we discovered the Earth." It was the Earthrise image that was since associated with profound social and political changes that happened in the intervening years. Earthrise framed our cosmic perspective and helped us realize how insignificant and superficial all human differences that we fought wars over for millennia were compared to the vastness of space that surrounds us. For the first time, we viewed our planet as it truly is, without borders, defined by the natural features of water, landmass, and cloud cover. So today, as we face profound global challenges that test our humanism, the cosmic perspective reminds us of the inherent similarities rather than differences that define us as a species. Final, lesson 8. Continue wondering, continue exploring, continue dreaming. In closing, I can only hope that the experiences that I shared from my life will help steer your lives in the direction of your happiness and fulfillment. As you take the next steps in life, they will undoubtedly be accompanied with questions big and small, probably starting this afternoon when considering what kind of a drink goes best with the food you'll enjoy. My final suggestion to you is love the questions and keep asking them. In the words of Rainer Maria Rilke, be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart and try to love the questions themselves, like locked rooms and like books that are now written in a very foreign tongue. Live the questions now. Perhaps you will then, gradually, without noticing it, live along some distant day and into the answer. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay healthy, live long and prosper.
And now, Chancellor Strobel. I present candidates for the following degrees from each college and school. The College of Arts and Sciences, Doctor of Nurse Anesthesia Practice, Global Master of Arts, Master of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Arts, undergraduate certificates, graduate certificates. The George Herbert Walker School of Business and Technology, Doctor of Management, Master of Business Administration, Master of Science, Master of Arts, Master of Health Administration, Master of Public Administration, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts, undergraduate certificates, graduate certificates. The School of Communications, Master of Arts, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, undergraduate certificates. The School of Education, Doctor of Education, Education Specialist, Master of Educational Technology, Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Arts, Bachelor of Arts, graduate certificates. The Lee Jardine College of Fine Arts, Master of Music, Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Music Education, Bachelor of Arts, undergraduate certificates. Chancellor Strobel, on behalf of the faculty, I present to you Webster University's degree candidates for the academic year 2019-2020.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Webster University, and with the recommendation of the university faculty, I hereby confer upon each member of the class of 2020 the bachelor's, master's, doctoral degree, or certificate with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Your names will be permanently entered on the rolls as alumni of Webster University. And for those of you watching with a tassel, you may now move your tassels from right to left to signify your new status as graduates of Webster University. Congratulations. Graduates, you are now members of the exclusive worldwide club of over 200,000 Webster alumni. To welcome you to the Alumni Association, I present Dr. Vanessa Davis, an alumna of the Webster classes of 2004 and 2015, who is president of the Alumni Association.
Thank you, Chancellor Strobel, and congratulations to the class of 2020. On behalf of Webster alumni worldwide, I welcome each of you as the newest members of the Webster University Alumni Association. Today, you are joining more than 200,000 men and women worldwide who have earned Webster University degrees. That is truly remarkable. As the world navigates the uncertainties we are facing, these challenging times have likely also taught you many things: patience, resilience, and above all, the power of family, human connection, and community. Those skills will serve you well in the years ahead. Our Alumni Association was founded in 1923, and the mission of the Webster University Alumni Association remains steadfast: to foster community, to help alumni stay connected to the university and to each other. Now, more than ever, that need for connection is vital. Although this may be the culmination of one chapter in your life, your relationship with Webster University does not end today. You are now part of a remarkable alumni community, and we, the Webster University Alumni Association, will always be here for you, from special events and reunion celebrations to career resources and networking opportunities. We have much to offer. And as our newest Alumni Association members, you also have much to offer. We invite you to stay connected to Webster as you continue on your journey. Proudly list Webster University on your LinkedIn profile, like us on the Alumni Association Facebook page, and share your Webster pride wherever you go. I look forward to seeing you again as you pursue your next adventure. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Traditionally, at this point in our main commencement ceremony, I ask family, friends, teachers, and other supporters of our graduates to stand and be recognized, because we know that with rare exceptions, the path of education and achievement is not traveled alone, but rather with support and encouragement from so many. Today, like so many traditions altered by our circumstances, that kind of standing ovation is not possible. But I ask each of you to reflect on the many human connections and helping hands that have helped get you this far. Please join me in thanking the faculty, staff, family, friends, alumni, and donors who have helped make this success possible for you.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Tom Cornell, Interim Dean of the School of Education, and I want to welcome all of you to the School of Education's part of the 2020 graduation. It's your day, graduates, a day I'm sure you've been planning for a long time. Some of you are entering the teaching profession for the first time, and some of you are completing your advanced degrees in education. During this time of COVID-19, I hope you realize that as educators, you will teach the young people of today who will become the doctors, nurses, scientists, and legislators of tomorrow, as well as those who choose many other careers. First, we'd like to recognize our Doctor of Education students, as they represent the culminating academic experience in the School of Education. In order to graduate, doctoral candidates must make substantive and original contributions that advance the state of knowledge in their academic fields. These students have mastered the cutting edge of research and pushed past it, marshaling evidence to prove something previously unknown. Each doctoral candidate will be hooded by his or her dissertation committee chairperson in the fall ceremony. At this time, please note the names on the screen along with all the other graduates. Let me end this part of the ceremony by summarizing my wishes to you this graduation day. My wish for you is that you commit to a goal of lifelong learning in this ever-changing and challenging world, and that you do this, as noted by the educational philosopher John Dewey, with an open mind, a disposition to give your whole heart to the task at hand, and with the intellectual and social responsibility to carry out good work that benefits the broader society. Congratulations to all. You are to be commended for attaining this great achievement.